All right, today we're diving into Plug Power, a stock that has been on an absolutely incredible run, pretty much defying gravity. But when a stock shoots up this high, this fast, the charts can start to send some really mixed signals. So we're going to break down all the technical evidence and try to figure out, is this a rocket with more fuel in the tank, or is it about to come crashing back down to Earth? Okay, so first, let's just get a sense of the sheer scale of this thing. We're talking about a 132% surge in just 3 months, from early July to early October. I mean, a move like that gets everyone's attention for sure, but it also begs the really big question, can it possibly last? And that, right there, is the central mystery we're going to try to solve today. Think of us as financial detectives, okay? We're going to sift through all the clues on the charts to figure out if this amazing rally has more room to run or if it's actually flashing some pretty serious warning signs.
Okay, let's get into it. The best way to start is to look at all the evidence that supports the bulls. What are the technical clues telling us that this powerful upward move might actually keep going? Let's build the case.
So the first piece of bullish evidence is this really strong connection between the price and the trading volume. Look at this. Every single time the price made a significant jump, it was backed by a massive surge in trading activity. Now that's a textbook sign of conviction in the market. It tells you that there's real enthusiasm and probably big money fueling this whole rally. Next up, let's look at the moving averages. Wow, this is a really powerful signal. The stock isn't just trading above one or two important levels, it's trading way above all of them, from the super short-term 5-day average all the way out to the long-term 200-day. This paints a really clear picture of a strong, healthy bullish trend across pretty much every time frame you can look at. And listen, the good news for the bulls doesn't even stop there. Beyond just price and volume, there's a whole suite of other technical indicators, the ones that measure things like trend strength and momentum, and they're all flashing green too. It makes the bullish case even more compelling. You see all these different indicators, they're basically singing the same song. The MACD, which measures momentum, isn't just positive. It's showing that the rally is actually speeding up. Then you've got the ADX and the Arun oscillator, both screaming that this trend isn't just up, it's exceptionally strong. And finally, the Chaikin oscillator, which kind of acts like a detective for cash, shows that money is actively flowing into the stock, not out. It's a really powerful chorus of bullish signals. But this is where our detective story takes a bit of a twist. Just when the bullish case seems completely airtight, a whole other set of clues starts to pop up, and these clues suggest that this rally might be getting dangerously overheated. Before we look at those clues, we've got to understand this key concept: overbought. Just think of it like a sprinter who's been running at top speed for way too long. They can't keep that pace up forever, right? Eventually, they have to slow down and catch their breath. Well, in the market, that catching a breath is usually a price pullback or a correction. And the first big red flag, maybe the most important one that tells us Plug Power might be getting exhausted, comes from a super popular indicator. You've probably heard of it, the Relative Strength Index, or the RSI. So Plug Power's RSI is sitting at a whopping 85.07. Now, here's why that number is such a big deal. Most analysts consider any reading above 70 to be in overbought territory. So at over 85, this indicator isn't just whispering caution, it's practically shouting that the stock may have gone way too far, way too fast. And the RSI is not alone here. The warning signs are really starting to pile up. The Williams %R and the Money Flow Index are also deep in that overbought zone. On top of that, the price is actually broken above its upper Bollinger Band. Just think of those bands like the normal trading lane on a highway. When a stock starts driving on the shoulder, it's often a sign of an extreme move that just can't last. So here we are right at the heart of the puzzle. This is the core conflict. On one side, you have all this powerful evidence of a strong, healthy uptrend with momentum that's still growing. But on the other side, you've got an equally compelling set of warnings that the stock is way overbought and is probably due for a pullback. So what gives? So with such strong evidence on both sides of the argument, what happens next? Well, in technical analysis, the goal isn't to predict the future with 100% certainty. It's to map out the most likely scenarios based on the clues you have. We need to stop being fortune tellers and start acting like strategists. So let's break down the 3 most likely paths forward for Plug Power. Scenario 1 is the bullish case. Momentum wins, and the stock keeps pushing toward its next major resistance level, right around $4.58. Scenario 2 is the bearish case. Those overbought signals were right, profit-taking kicks in, and the stock pulls back to a key support level down at 230. And then there's a third option, the neutral scenario, where the stock just kind of chops sideways for a while, digesting these huge gains before it decides on its next big move. So what's the final verdict here? After weighing all those bullish clues against all those bearish warnings, what's the analyst's bottom line advice on how to handle this really complex situation? So the bottom line? Well, the analyst's conclusion is really one of cautious prudence. Given the strong trend, but also those screaming overbought signals, the recommendation is pretty clear. If you're already in the stock and sitting on profits, you might want to consider taking some of those profits off the table. And if you're looking to get in, it might be a lot wiser to wait for a pullback instead of chasing this rally at what could be its peak. You know, at the end of the day, technical analysis isn't about finding a crystal ball. It's about weighing probabilities and managing risk. We've laid out the bullish case and we've laid out the bearish warnings. So the final question really goes to you. Based on all the evidence we just looked at, how would you read the clues?